What up, everybody? It's your boy Guzman Shine back at it with another video. You know it, guys. I'm here to bring you my journal that I had to do that my parents made me forced to write. And when I was abroad in Europe during the year of 2014, which is the summer before my senior year of high school. So I'm going to read my entries in my journal and give you like the information and like the backstory of certain things that I told you. I did originally start doing a Euro trip experience stories, but I just stopped doing them. So instead, I'm just gonna read from here, and I'm gonna tell you what I did. I know I didn't write for every single day of the trip. I wrote for mainly most half the days, but I wrote for pretty much. So let's just start. Okay, so day one was 6/11/14. We left mainly at 6 o'clock p.m. Miami 6 o'clock p.m. The flight was unbearable. I only got 1 hour of sleep. The reason why I only got 1 hour of sleep is because I was crammed in with my grandfather, my sister, my brother, and it was just so hard to get comfortable to sleep on the plane. That's why I heard that they're making now beds on the plane for you if you have a certain level I think they're gonna make that more affordable to get a bed in the plane so you could actually try to sleep if it's a long flight. And you're only wondering how you're gonna stay on if they get turbulence. Well, there's gonna be like a harness that you can like a seatbelt basically on the bed so you can stay in, and in case of turbulence you will be fine. Uh, but anyways, yeah, horrible night. Also, I had brought about a lot of Goosebumps books and a couple of comic books with me at the time. Um, when I went on this trip, I think the ones I've told you, I think I brought were Goosebumps, the How I Learned to Fly, which was number 52, Monster Blood 3, which I never got to finish on while I was abroad. Got to finish it later, I think, in America. Later on my senior year, I think is when I finished it. I don't remember. I think I started it in like Europe in one country, and I got bored of reading it for a little bit, and that was it. I also brought my iPad because I couldn't bring my phone because of the power thing would be different, and all that shit, like the way to charge it, and it would cost for like a bunch of fucking money to make calls and have it warning while in another country. So I just like fuck it, we just left our phones here. Anyways, day two, 6/12/14. We arrived in France at 8:13 a.m. Paris time. In Florida, it was 2:30 a.m. in the morning. It was hard. It was hard. We all are very tired. I have really broken writing in this situation, and we had McDonald's for lunch. And I had two sips of my dad's Heineken beer. This was I was 17, so I was not legal yet. But you're in Paris, France, and the legal age is 18. So whatever. Who gives a shit? We went to the pizzeria place, and it was good. Day 3, 6/13/14. I woke up at 11:30 in the morning, and we got lost, and it was Papa's fault because Bubby has problems with her legs. So Papa thought if we all split up and take two taxi cabs, we'd had oh no, it would be better. I basically ended the thought there. Spaghetti, my dumbass. No, so basically what happened was we were going to go try to see the Jewish district, and we all got into two different taxi cabs, and we got lost. And the driver kept driving us around, and finally my grandma said, "Well, that's it. We paid their fare," and we kept walking around like the streets of Paris, like trying to hope, being lost in Paris from your other side of your family isn't a good thing because Paris is a huge fucking city. I'm just gonna say that it's a huge fucking city. And I said, my grandfather and mom made a joke. How much do you want to bet that will find my father. It was my father, my brother, and my mom, my sister, I believe. I think my sister was with them, and Bubby was with them as well, and Uncle Michael. Um, Together, and my dad would be drinking a beer. And sure enough, that's what happened. We found all three, all the guys at a uh, restaurant slash bar, my dad drinking a beer, waiting for us. Um, we had spaghetti and dumb ass again, spaghetti. It was ramen noodles and a Japanese food place. Day 4, 6, 14, 14. I went on 4 tour buses all day in France or Paris. From I think remember we went to is we went to the Louvre, took a tour around the city, uh, took pictures of Notre Dame. I think we were in we were in Notre Dame took pictures of it. This is way all before, by the way, the thing it being burned and shit. Um, what's it called? We went to the top of the Eiffel Tower. My mom's severely afraid of heights. I have a minor fear of heights, like a real minor fear, but I don't mind them as much as my mom does. My mom cannot stand heights. I can somewhat stand it, and I low key can only stood there. I was stood at the top of the Eiffel Tower, the highest top, and I kind of was like, oh my. I was a little dizzy because I'm kind of afraid of heights, but not as bad as my mom is. But it was pretty cool. And I did like that there was you could listen to a tour in different languages, which I did flipped it through different languages you can listen to the tour for. And I did like that you could play music while you're listening to the tour. Um, we went to the Eiffel Tower and went to the top of the tower. Day 6, 6, 16, 14. I went to the Louvre and took a picture of the Mona Lisa. It was fun, and I went on a boat ride on the Champs or Champs Elysees, and it was terrific. The Champs Elysees is basically the name of the river that flows through Paris. Though it's spelled Champs Elyses. Day 7, 6, 17, 14. I went to the Jewish History Museum in the Mola, Mola district in Paris, France. My uncle tripped over his feet and scraped his head really bad. In a story, I think I told you that in the story, but we were going from this Jewish district back to our apartment our apartment that was like 1,800 years old, or from the 1800s. And it was like the cobblestone streets. So I was trying to run up to catch my mom and dad and my sister and brother, and my uncle tried to run after me, and he wasn't as agile as me. As even I'm still agile as best as I can be, with this gut. But this is like 100 something pounds earlier. Like I was fitting in a large at that time for shirts and stuff. Um, so I was pretty fast. I still am pretty fast actually. I can run pretty fast. But yeah, was doing that. And he tripped over a cobblestone and scraped his glasses shattered into his eye. He detached his retina, and I'll go into that later. Is in this actually day 8. I actually talk about it. Day 8, 6, 18, 14. Michael's eye is healing, but it's going to take some time to get his sight back. All I did today was get on a train to London, England. It was a great train ride. It wasn't that long. We are not doing anything tomorrow. It is currently 9:43 p.m. Sorry, that was my brother. Day 9, 6, 19, 14. I had a lovely morning We walked around. Okay, so right at 9:40 before this, when we arrived in Paris or in England, we is staying at Earl's Court, which is like a very old 1600s hotel or apartment, flat, whatever you want to call it. And across the street was a pub, and we all had the pub for ate at the pub for dinner, and it was a also we when we went it was the World Cup for soccer fun, and it was Uruguay versus England. And sadly, I was voting for Uruguay. I was voting for Uruguay to win because England wasn't doing so well in the game. I think when I left, when we came in, Uruguay was ahead by 3-0. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go with Uruguay. But I'm gonna keep my mouth shut because I'm in a pub with all English people. And if you vote for the wrong team and you're in a pub with English people and they're voting for England, and you're voting for the other team, you should probably keep your mouth shut because you don't want to piss someone off. I had a lovely morning. Okay, yeah, we walked around the neighborhood, and the doctor saw Uncle Michael's eye. Likely not to, not. He wasn't. He wants him to see an optometrist to be 100% sure. Oh, Michael's doctor. They called Michael's doctor from my grandfather's computer, and he looked at it and said that he might need to see an optometrist there. They gave him a person that actually works for the Queen's family, and they saw that day 10, 6/20/14. I took a tour bus all around London. It was fun. Um, Day 11, 6/21/14. I took a Harry Potter tour around London and went on a boat tour. The boat tour and Harry Potter tour were probably one of my favorite things to do. Day 12, 6/12/22/14. I did nothing, not do anything. I did not do anything today. All I did was really, or read and watch TV. Also, fun fact about England and all these other countries, not popularly do they have TVs in their bedrooms. When I went to England, all the bedrooms had no TVs. The only room that had a TV in it was the living room. So I needed a TV to fall asleep and stay asleep. So I slept in the living room for the entire time. Well, it wasn't that bad actually. The living room was not bad. I have to admit. For 800 for apartment built in like the 1700s, it's not a bad couch. Even though it probably is a modern couch. I went to the changing of the guard and to the Tower of London. It's currently 6/18. Day 13, 6/23/14. That was when I wrote that one. And the Tower of London was actually really fun. Many of you don't know if you watch my channel. That is actually the inspiration for the Tower of London, for the Terror Tower and Goosebumps. I asked if you could do the tour of the chambers, and they don't have that offer that anymore at the time. They didn't offer it anymore at the time since I don't know, just didn't offer it. But it was really fun. We got to see the torture chamber. We got to see the crown jewels and everything. We got to learn more about the history of the tower. Even though I know a lot, and I did pick up a book there called the famous prisoners of the tower, which I haven't seen in like 3 years, and I never got to read it actually, which is sad. But I kind of want to read it. The last time I saw it, it was somewhere over there in my room, in my dresser drawer or something like that. I wish I knew where it was though. Sadly, I don't. So, what else do I want to talk about that? That day we also went to a military museum, and the changing of guard was actually really fun. The way they changed the guard to Buckingham Palace, and it was amazing for one reason. And the reason was because when they were training the guard, they were playing pop culture songs for it comes for marching music. And at one point, I'm listening to the music, and I said, "Dad, listen, it's the Imperial March. It's our favorite song from Star Wars." And he listens, he's like, "Oh my God, you're right, Josh." And then my dad and my brother made his joke since they asked people to move in the middle because they could be blocking the street when they're doing a change of the guard. You can't do that. And they were riding horses. My brother said, brother was like 14 or 13 at the time, and he said, no, 14 or 13, yeah, 14 or 13 or 15, I don't know. I don't know how old he was. I think he was either 14, 13, or 12 or 11. I think he was 11. And he said, my brother said, instead of riding horses, they should ride cows. So when it wants one to move, they just make the cow say, move, get it? Move. Day 14, 6/24, 14. I went to the Natural History Museum, and it was okay. And my uncle had surgery. Yeah, they had given him emergency surgery to reattach his retina in his eye. Day 15, 6/25, 14. I went on a tour of Windsor and Castle and Rome and Bath and Stonehenge. It was great. I won't lie, it was fun. Day 16, 6/25, 14. We took day 16 we took a rest. We just rested that day. Day 17, 6/26, 14. We're getting to the part where my favorite part of the trip. I was on a plane for 2 hours. It was okay. We went to dinner at a restaurant outside our apartment, which this is in Venice, and it was 700 years old, our apartment. I had a rum ball, and it tasted horrible. Basically, the rum ball was coconut shavings, rum, and chocolate. Horrible, horrible. It tasted god awful. It's horrible. I don't like rum. I really don't. My choice of drinks are whiskey, vodka, or not vodka, tequila, scotch, beer, and certain wines, and tequila. I think I did tequila too. Um, and brandy as well. I like brandy. Oh, and champagne. We went on a tour of St. Marco's Square with a private tour guide, Francesca. She was very, very beautiful woman, and she was very, very helpful. I loved her tour. The tour was basically really awesome. Day 6/19, 6/28, 14. That was the last one. Was day 18, by the way. We rested today. Also, this was the first place that I was surprised that it had 3 TVs, or 2 TVs at least. It had one in one room and one in the living room. Then okay, day 20, day 26, 29, 14. We went to the Jewish section of Venice, in Venice. Sorry, Jewish ghetto in Venice. Day. Well, that was day 19. This is day 20. So 7/1 4 no day 21. Yeah, day 21. 7/1/14. We went to Murano and Burano. Murano and Burano were known as for basically glass blowing or making pretty glass from burning it and stuff like that. It was okay. It wasn't really fun or anything. Day 22, 7/2/14. By the way, people in Italy, no offense to people in Italy, I love Italy. It's one of my favorite countries, but some people just don't know how to keep themselves, clean. Because we sat next to one guy on this boat to get to Murano and Burano, and he smelled god fucking awful. I wanted to jump into the water. That's how bad he smelled on the boat. Like, just God, please get him away from me. Okay. Day 22, 7/2/14. We took a 5 hour train ride from Venice to Rome. 7-3-14. I went on a bus tour for about 13. Wait, what? It was okay. I'm gonna say I went on a bus tour. It was okay. Um, Around this time, I actually got to taste one of my favorite gelatos to this day. Um, and it was literally amazing, and it was caramel gelato, and it was so funny. Because we were in, it was our first or second day in Rome, and our apartment also was, I was like, our apartment was like 800 years old, I believe. Also in Venice, the last 3 days in Venice, we ran out of hot water, so yeah, fuck yeah, that fucking sucks. But Rome was fun because we had a caramel gelato, which was so amazing. It just was so good. 7-14, 7-4-14. We had a great time. I ate at the Jewish district, and for lunch we went to a Jewish museum and I had roast beef sandwich, which is my kind of thing. At this point, my mom and my brother kind of kept doing this. If you want to see a sample of my handwriting, I'm not sure if you can see it that well, but that's what I wrote. Like I wrote this actually too, but this was when I actually started to try a lot better because my mom looked at my thing and says, "You're not going to be able to read that." And I'm like, "Well, whatever. I'll try harder, I guess." 7-5-14. We went to the vacation or Vatican. It was okay, and we had Burger King for dinner. Yeah. Actually, my sister complained. I think the first day in Venice, or in Rome, and my grandfather snapped and called her a bitch, and she started to cry, and I thought it was hilarious. Um, the the art of was so cool, but I didn't like the building. Yeah, we were in the Vatican, and there's a lot of art and stuff. The art was cool. I just didn't like the building. It was boring and stuff like that. And no offense to the Vatican, but it was boring. But still, you should go if you like art and stuff, and you like to want to see something beautiful. Go to the Vatican. It's amazing. 7-8-14. We saw the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It was cool. So from this point, we had moved from Rome to a Tuscany, I believe it was. Yeah. 7 9 4, 7-9-14. We saw Florence and took a bus tour of it. It was okay. Surprisingly, Florence was very very small. I was really surprised that Florence was that small. 7-10-14. We did nothing that day. Also, this is another house that had only one TV, and it was in a downstairs living room, and it had no television reception, but only DVDs. Sadly, and VHSs, which sadly didn't have VHS player. We went to the Ferrari Museum. It was awesome. And we took a long scenic. Okay, this is 7-11-19. We went to the Ferrari Museum. It was it was awesome. By the way, this is reinstated my love for Ferraris at this point. And when I went down this trip, and I wanted to go so bad. I want to get one so badly in the future. That's my dream car. Um, we took a long, scenic, beautiful ride through the mountains and plus streams. The ride was kind of boring, except I never saw so many accidents because Italian people drive fast and careless. Shocking. Ha. 7-12-14. Today we relaxed in the morning, and then we are setting out to drive to Siena, about 1.5 hours away. I will tell more when I come back. I was, and I said When I came back, it was great. Basically, Siena is a gigantic medieval fort in the middle, about 1 hour, 1.5 hours away of Tuscany. And it was very beautiful. One or 7, 16, 14. Yep, see, there's a skip jump. We were in Santorini. It was okay slash great. This is Greece. That the only was that thing was a very high up and very hot. We took a like a ski thing, you would say. What are the thing you would see at a ski? A gondola? I'm gonna say a gondola. To get up there. Cable car ride. Okay, cable car ride from the bottom of the Santorini to the top. 7, 18, 14. We also went to what's it called? Athens, and it was real fun. 7, 18, 14. Istanbul, Turkey. It was fun, but it was hot, and we saw a synagogue, a Jewish temple, but we couldn't go in because it was a Jewish holiday. We went to a office off a palace to the palace of the Sultan called Topkapi Palace. We went to a 1900-year-old church that was a Christian church, and then was turned into a mosque and is now a museum. And the Hagia Sophia Museum is what it's called. 120 or 920 or 820 or 720. Sorry, 720, 14. Kusadasi, Turkey. We took a tour of the city, in old and new. We went to the Virgin Mary's house she lived in after her son Jesus died. We took a ride to Ephesus, which is an ancient city. 722:14. We went to the Acropolis and the Temple of Zeus and the changing of the French Guard. And that's where I think it stops. Nope. Yeah. It's funny, I skipped an entire page, and then it said right there, and then it goes right there. Do I have anything else written down in this? Okay. No, it's gone. And that's basically where I end my journal, because I stopped writing. 722:14. We went to the ancient city of Pompeii. I was there with 2. We visited 25 brothels. It was cool. A brothel is an old time word for a whorehouse. And my mom and dad actually, they were like allowed people to lay down on like what they would call, or the prostitutes will lay on. And there was descriptions of the positions that you could, try when you lay down in. And my mom and dad actually did it, which was really fucking weird and disgusting in my opinion, but whatever. But it was really cool. Pompeii, if you don't know, is that entire city that was burned. The volcano Mount Vesuvius blew up and killed everyone in the city, basically covering them in ash and solidifying them, preserving them too. Anyways, that was my trip. And then from, I think, Rome or Pompeii, which is basically back in Italy, we went to back to Rome, and this was all on a cruise ship, by the way. After we went from Tuscany, we went back to Rome to get on a cruise ship. And this is where we went through the cruise ship. And on the cruise ship, then we went from the cruise ship back to Rome, and to a plane that took us to Chicago, Illinois, where I'm originally from. Dropped us off there. We had to do the customs and shit, since you're like technically coming from another country. Then we got another plane that took us right back to Florida, and we didn't get home until like 2 or 3 in the morning. And was tired as shit. But yeah, basically that's the entire journey of us in Europe. So just to go over the countries that we visited, we went to France, Rome, or Italy, Greece, Turkey, and Turkey, basically. So we went to 4 countries. Oh, in England, sorry. So we went to France, England, Rome, or Italy, Greece, and Turkey. So that's 5 countries. To about I've been to like 100. I've been to like 50 countries so far, or 30, maybe 20 countries. I don't know. I've been to a couple countries more than more people has. So that's it for this video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done already. Don't forget to share my videos on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I will see you guys in the next video. Goosebumps Trend is now out. Also, I will be adding a new poster to my wall soon. I had gotten this poster on at the movie theater today. They were giving out the It Chapter 2 poster to people who bought the ticket or wanted to go see the movie. I think they were handing them out. So I grabbed one and I'm adding it to the wall. Most likely, put it either right here or right here. Hopefully, I'm gonna put it right here though. I'm gonna put it right here. And that will be it for this video, guys. Goosebumps Trend is out. Peace. See you later, guys.